Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more R.I.P, continuing Yukimura's route. So, just jumping back. Stop that! Don't bite! Ah, bird, of course. Anyway, jumping back in. When I reached the living room, I saw Mom sitting on the sofa, deeply engrossed in watching whatever was on the TV. Oh, maybe it's another Korean drama. Watching Korean dramas was one of Mom's hobbies. With her late nights and early mornings, it was rare for her to be able to catch shows live. She'd record them, then binge watch them whenever she found some spare time. I knew how much she looked forward to these moments. This is her time to relax. I'd hate to disturb her. Still, Yukimaro advised me to seize the moment, so I was eager to discuss it immediately, but if she's this into her drama, she might have the day off tomorrow or a late shift. Maybe I should just talk to her tomorrow. Hey, Spacey! Wait! She noticed me before I could leave and motioned for me to sit next to her on the couch. What is it? Come here. I walked up to her and she giggled. She picked up the plate on the table with a delicious-looking piece of chocolate cake on top. Someone from work gave this to me. I was going to have it myself, but seeing as you caught me, I guess that means we have to split it. I know how much you love sweets. Though she feigned disappointment, she seemed happy to have someone to share the cake with. You're the one who called me over, Mom. But it's true, I did catch you. I'd love to split it with you. Happy as I was at the surprise piece of cake, I was even happier she had invited me over to sit with her. I quickly grabbed a plate and fork from the kitchen and sat beside her. She then carefully divided the cake, giving me the slightly larger piece. As she did so, she gave me a knowing smile. The sweetest things in life are best shared. It's also better than trying to sneak a bite here and there. I totally agree. Want to watch the show with me? It just started. Maybe I'll watch it a little bit. I enjoyed dramas too, but more importantly, I wanted to spend this time with my mom. Lately, the tension between us was high, and having the opportunity to spend time together warmed my heart. You've always loved sweets, even as a child. She probably thinks I'm just happy because of the cake. Remember that cafe we used to go to nearby? Every time we went there, you'd always get so excited. You always ordered the same parfait. Well, yeah, their parfaits are the best. Her mention of the cafe was perfect. Seeing an opportunity, I set my plate down on the table and turned to face her. She's like, I invited you to watch my fucking show with me, not talk through it, bitch. I actually wanted to talk to you about that. I get this might sound kind of naive, but, well, you know how much I love desserts and sweet things. So I thought, I don't know, maybe I could do something related to that. She looked surprised, but set her plate down to give me her full attention. It's an interesting thought. It's definitely something you're passionate about. So, you mean something like a pastry chef? I was bracing for her to dismiss the idea. However, hearing her consider it, or at least take it seriously, meant the world to me. This is no different from the career in medicine she envisioned for me. And like Koharu, she suggested the idea of me becoming a pastry chef. I haven't really thought that far ahead yet. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I want to explore what interests me. So I thought about starting with a part-time job at that cafe. You might be upset about me getting a job now, but of course not. My mom swiftly interrupted me, her tone firm. Her gaze was kind but direct, leaving me speechless. The timing doesn't matter when starting something new. You don't have to decide on a career even a year from now. You should take on all the time you need to find your own path. Mom, she spoke as though she was fully at peace. Her support wasn't out of guilt or resignation. It seemed as though she genuinely wanted me to find my own way. Because of what we went through in the past, my heart felt unbelievably full and I wanted to cry. Try it out. Follow your heart. Be free. She then reached out, gently stroking my hair. Thank you. Her touch brought tears to my eyes. Emotions I tried to bottle up were coming out. Hey, no tears. You'll make me start crying too. Mom chuckled and her eyes started glistening with tears. I should be the one thanking you. Thank you for growing into the type of woman who won't lose her way, even though I was leading you down the wrong path. If anything, it was the way my mom raised me. Despite all her challenges, I am who I am because of her. There was so much I wanted to tell her, but I found myself unable to do so. Seeing me on the verge of tears again, she cheerfully shifted the mood. Shut up and eat your cake, bitch. I'm just kidding. Come on, let's eat up, shall we? Oh, and we still have this drama to watch. Definitely. Good, Mom. She's like, I'll distract you. After wiping my tears, I looked down at the piece of cake and noticed something odd. Why does it look like there's a bite missing? When she said I looked down and noticed something odd, I knew. I was like, there's gonna be a bite. Somebody was snacking on a cake. Oh, it was our boyfriend. Oh, this is delicious. Just as I thought that, Yukimaru appeared, smiling with a bit of chocolate on his lip. You knew. You! I was about to shout at him, but managed to stop myself. What's wrong? Was there something wrong with the cake? No, nothing. I was going to say yum, it's so good. My sudden stop made Mom look puzzled, but she quickly brushed it off and returned to her cake. I hadn't noticed that Yukimaru had taken a seat next to me and had happily munched away at my cake. What is this? I'm sandwiched between Mom and Yukimaru. Because I was in front of my mom, I knew I couldn't confront Yukimaru directly. I glared at him, silently mouthing, "What are you doing?" "I love sweets just as much as you, Spacey. I decided to partake in your mother's offer." "Seriously? Mom offered half her cake to me, not you, Yukimaru." I shouted the words internally, but Yukimaru paid no mind. Oh, chocolate's not good for you, Labradoodle. Oh, I growled under my breath as my mom took another bite of her cake. "This cake is so delicious. What do you think, Spacey?" Definitely, it's great." I haven't even had a bite yet. Seeing as there was an obvious bite of the cake, I couldn't claim I hadn't tried it. "Ah, yes, it's very scrumptious, although I think the parfait was better. Let me see. Let me take another bite." I saw his hand reaching over again toward my fork and slapped it away. Oh, was there a bug?" Mom asked, noticing me swatting at the air. "Yeah, very big bug." "Oh dear, I did open the window to air out the room when I got home. Maybe it got in then." Mom looked around worriedly when Yukimaru seemed shocked. Bug? You're calling me a bug? That's too cruel." "No, a bug would have taken a smaller bite of my cake." "Is it still flying around?" "No worries, I took care of it. Let's get back to our cake and drama." I smiled and finally took a bite of my cake. You're right, this is delicious." Yukimaru looked upset at me, but I shrugged him off. I have to be vigilant around him. Yukimaru was right, though. As delicious as it was, the cake couldn't beat the cafe's parfait. Still, it's tasty enough to bring a smile to my face. Oh well, seeing you smile is satisfying enough for me. Yukimaru's smile warmed my heart as my mom warmed my heart. As my mom continued to talk about the drama, I listened happily. Sorry, bird, sorry, I had to adjust. I enjoyed the moment with her. He's fucking adorable. The following day, it was the first time my mother had the day off in a while, so the three of us had breakfast together. "Oh, did you tell Tsubasa about your part-time job?" Mom's question caught me off guard just as I was about to enjoy a bite of egg. I paused and set my chopsticks down. "So, I'm getting a part-time job." My sister's like, okay, sure. Sorry, hold on a second. Whoops. Okay. I haven't had the chance to tell her yet. I only thought of it yesterday. "What's this? A part-time job? Tell me more." Sorry, hold on a second. I'm sorry, I keep, telling you to do this. Oh, never mind. Damn it. I thought... Okay, never mind. Tsubasa leaned in excitedly, her curiosity obviously piqued. It's at the cafe we've been visiting together since we were little kids. The one with the parfaits you're always raving about, right, Spacey? That's the one. I love confectionery, so I decided to start exploring careers with things that really interest me. Ah, got it. Guess that makes sense why you choose a job at that cafe. I really do love... Oh, you really do love... I thought it was me for some... Okay, God, I can't read. You really do love sweets. Pursuing something you love sounds like a great place to start. I mean, our sister would know, because that's like what she did. You know what I mean? I'm still figuring things out, but they say to strike while the iron is hot, so I'm planning to visit there after school. Good to see you taking action. I fully support it. Tsubasa looked genuinely happy for me and gave me a supportive slap on the back. I'm so happy you're finding your own path, Spacey. Thank you. I was giggling and feeling bashful when the doorbell suddenly rang. Who could that be this early? With a puzzled look, my mom went to the door and I instantly felt a knot in my stomach. This early, it's gotta be... Sure enough, Yukimaro entered the living room wearing his mortal clothes and a bright smile. Aw, he's so sweet though, her boyfriend came to visit us. Why is he here now? I must tell you that Spacey came to me seeking advice on becoming a pastry chef. I told her to become a competitive eater because I'm a genius. He didn't say that part, but... He then placed a stack of pamphlets on the table. Curious, I picked up the top one and found it was for a vocational school specializing in training pastry chefs. He gathered all these last night? He's so adorable! What a good boy! Oh my, you've done so much research! Thank you, Yukimaro! This is incredible! Thanks so much for supporting my sister like this! My mom and Tsubasa were impressed, examining each of the pamphlets with interest. It was no trouble at all. Yukimaro beamed, clearly proud to have made a favorable impression on my mom and sister. I couldn't contain my surprise at the sheer number of materials he'd gathered. Well, because they were talking about Koharu before, and he's like, everybody loves him, and he was having a fucking drama fit. So that's why he's got to make them like him. Thinking back on it, he got up and left the room just after the incident with the cake. And here I thought he left because I wouldn't share any more cake with him. I had no idea he was up to something like this. You could have let him have another bite. God. Gathering so much information in one night must have been very difficult. Yukimaro was always one step ahead of me. But why did he choose to come by now? He could have waited to give these to me when we were alone. Girl, come on, drama queen. Why the hell did he bring these over so early? Oh, Koharu's here too. Koharu shook his head in disbelief. Yukimaro glanced at us with a warm smile, then turned his attention back to Koharu. I'd like you to entrust Spacey to me. Why'd it sound like he was challenging someone? Huh? What's with this guy? You got a problem with me? I recalled Yukimaro leaving the house in tears. Don't tell me he's doing all this because my mom and sister were gushing over Koharu earlier. Yes! That's what I love about him! Ew, he's such a drama queen! Oh, he's a big fucking baby! I don't know why I love it. Like, are you gonna cry again? Wait a minute. We've played the games before where I'm like, are you gonna cry? Cry for me, I like it. So, you know, fair enough. Sorry, that hang me out. It's driving me crazy. I stared at Yukimaro, who was beaming with pride, before he strode over and whispered in my ear. After all, I'm more reliable, don't you agree? His smug expression made me burst out laughing. Sure, whatever you say. It's impossible to stay mad at Yukimaro. He's just too adorable. He really is. Seriously, give me a break. My laughter continued as Koharu sighed and walked away. Yukimaro, please, won't you join us for breakfast? It's not much, but you're welcome to help yourself. Why, that's very kind of you. Yes, I'd love to take you up on that offer. He sat beside me and gladly accepted the large bowl of rice my mother offered him. My sincerest apologies for intruding on family time. Not at all. We're glad to have you. He's like, see, I'm going to be a member of their family. You certainly have a unique way of speaking, Yukimaro. It's a bit old-fashioned, isn't it? It's true, Yukimaro did tend to speak in more old-fashioned terms, especially when compared to Koharu. I guess Toka speaks that way too sometimes. Then I remembered that Koharu called Yukimaro a former god. Well, maybe Yukimaro's old-fashioned speech comes from the fact that he's a god. One of these days, I'd really like to ask him about that. Well, because he's probably been around for a while, so, you know. Like, can you imagine the ghosts when, like, kids these days become like, Jesus Christ, it can be so fucking hard to understand them. But it's also be the same thing if you had a ghost from the 60s. What up, that's groovy, man. You'd be like, what the fuck? Or seriously, you have a Shakespearean time period. You'd be like, I know you're speaking English, but I don't understand a word of this. What? You know? Like, because language changes so much over time. That 100 years ago, a ghost from 100 years ago, you'd be like, it's literally that scene in Finding Nemo. It's like you're speaking to me. Like, look, you're cute, but I have no idea what you're saying. And that's going to be us when we're ghosts 100 years from now. They're going to be like, huh? The hell? Oh, that's right, Speezy. You're coming to check out my display, right? I'll visit after school tomorrow since the part-time job isn't settled yet. Seeing as I might get busy with the job, I should probably go sooner rather than later. I'm excited to see her work. She's put so much effort into it. Why can't we go today? What's stopping us from going today? And what exactly is your job, milady? He did not milady my sister. Our mom was like, wow, you kind of speak like an old person. He's like, all right, I'm going to milady you. It's a good thing I'm not wearing a hat. It's acceptable. Listen, there are times where fedoras are acceptable, and that's if you're like an 80-year-old man. And certain other guys can get away with it. But you can usually tell when you're like, nope. Now you're in the douche weasel territory, okay? And, I feel like a Japanese ghost saying milady is... Because, again, it's a translation thing, but, that's acceptable. Because, whatever. There's no stigma around you saying that. But thank God you're not wearing a hat when you said it, because then it would have just been, a little bit watch it. Oh, I guess I never told Yukimaro about it. I work at a fashion store for young women. I see. Yukimaro seemed genuinely interested as Tsubasa explained the ins and outs of her job. I watched as my mother smiled and got up to make a pot of tea. This feels so surreal. Yukimaro here, chatting with my family over breakfast as if it's the most natural thing in the world. This is so comforting. I was filled with happiness as I watched him fit in seamlessly into these moments with my family. See? Oh. It's because we love him. After finishing breakfast, I went out with Yukimaro. Don't get me wrong, I know I'm fawning over him, okay? But I'm never gonna, Seiya is still number one in my heart, okay? He's sitting in the corner right now pouting. He's like, excuse me? How dare you fawn over someone else? It's like, you're still my favorite, sweetie. Don't worry. But, I'm actually enjoying this a lot. And, Kuraiha's also up there, so, you're gonna have to share some spot. Not all the time, but, ugh. Listen. When I think about it now when I'm not in Seiya's route, you're like, oh, but Kuraiha's up there too. But it's like, Seiya really is number one. Let's be fucking real. God damn. There's always that one. You're like, I love everyone in the game. Okay, maybe not Manami, but I love a majority of the people in the game. But there's always that one that you were like, when you were playing that route, you're like, shut up. I will light everyone else on fire. Okay, maybe not. I'll spare some other ones. But they're going in a cage for a while. This one I'm on the top of the stat with a crown and flowers and fawning at their feet and, And that was definitely Seiya. I'm pretty fucking sure I was 100% unhinged. I remember none of it. I blocked out how insane I was. I know 100%. I was very much unhinged. I still, see, images of him and I'm still like, nope, still makes me unhinged. 100%, But that doesn't mean I can't enjoy the other boys. Because, they're kind of all precious. Almost. We know. Not Yukimaro. Not Yukimaro. Oh no, poor not Manami. Again, still no reason why that just didn't vibe, but I still don't get it, guys. I don't get it. It makes no sense. The math ain't mathin', but after finishing breakfast, I went out with Yukimaro. I'll escort you to school. I'm in human form anyway. Might as well take this opportunity to make the most of it. That's really sweet of you. Thanks. Grateful for his offer, I agreed. Together, we strolled along the path to school. The weather was perfect, and feeling the newfound support of my family put a smile on my face. Yet Yukimaro seemed to be acting somewhat awkwardly. What's gotten into him? Curious, I noticed him extending his large hand out to me. Spacey, may I hold your hand? I froze for a moment, then flushed. No, we can't! Someone might see us! I quickly shot down his suggestion, and Yukimaro's face fell with disappointment. All the little labradoodle wants is for you to ruffle his fur and tell him he's a good boy, and you won't even do it? And by that I mean hold his hand. Oh, we won't have many more moments such as this. I instantly knew what he meant. His words hit hard. Seeing me like this, Yukimaro cocked his head. Don't remind me. Have you forgotten? Once you're truly happy, I'll have to leave. I'll never be truly happy if you leave, though. I'm only truly happy when you're here. So it's like a loop. Because then you're like, you're truly happy, and I have to leave, and then I'm like, I'm miserable again. He's like, I'm back, yay! And then he leaves, and it's just going to be like this endless cycle of him leaving and coming back every 2 minutes. I know. I didn't forget. Hearing him say it out loud, though, I guess our time together really is coming to an end. A whirlwind of emotions hit me. I felt lonely, sad, upset. We're only in chapter 5, so we still have 3 more chapters, so our time is not coming to an end that fast. You're already well on your way to finding your path, Spacey. I'm truly happy for you. Stop that! I blurted out the words. I quickly realized how loudly I'd shouted them. I glanced up at Yukimaro, who was blinking at me in shock. That was... As I struggled for words, Yukimaro's expression softened, and he gave me a knowing smile. I understand, and no need to say more. I've thought a lot about how to continue to stay in your life, Spacey. However, there's simply no way. There's no such way for spirits and mortals to be together. His tone was gentle, yet firm, highlighting just how set in stone our future was. Nah. Bullshit. I don't believe it. Yukimaro wants to stay with me. A mix of joy and sorrow hit me, knowing we both desired something impossible. I must look so upset right now. That's why I want to make the most of the time we have together. He took my hands, holding them firmly. I'll be with you, come what may, until my reflection fades from your eyes. He's right. We should cherish the time we have left. I nodded, and Yukimaro smiled, easing my troubled heart. Good thing for you I'm a gloomy, miserable bitch, and I'll never truly be happy. Bam! What? I'm just saying. If we have to part, I want him to remember me happily smiling. And if the ever-optimistic Yukimaro said there was no way for us to be together, then it must be true. It seemed like our best option was to enjoy every moment we had together. He just doesn't know about the one tiny little loophole. 'Cause there's gonna be one. Until the very last second. As we looked into each other's eyes, a sound nearby caught our attention. I turned toward the noise and saw Sayaka. Her bag had hit the ground, and she looked utterly shocked. Spacey! I had no idea you and Yukimaro were... Oh, this is... We'd been gazing into each other's eyes and holding hands. It's only natural for Sayaka to assume we were a couple. I mean, we kind of are, temporarily. I scrambled to think of an explanation. Rehearsing a play. Good morning, Sayaka. Yukimaro greeted her with his usual bright smile. Oh, good morning. Wait, that's not the point. When did you two start dating? Dating? No, we're not. I quickly denied it, and Yukimaro looked taken aback, his hand desperately clutching mine. We're not? Spacey. I love how easily we hurt him. But it's true because we're not dating, and he's like, and we're like, I'm not holding your hand. He's so delicate. I love our delicate little labradoodle. Kimaro looked like a scolded puppy, sad and confused. 'Cause he is. The game knew what they were doing with that one. They're like, he looks like a scolded puppy, and they're like, because he's a labradoodle. No, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, yes, I care about Yukimaro, and I know he cares about me, but it's complicated. So which is it? Yeah, which is it? Caught off guard by Sayaka and Yukimaro's interrogation, I hesitated. How do I explain this? Did we cross into chapter 6 at the end of the last part? Because apparently we're in chapter 6. I did not know that. I must have crossed over in the last part and I didn't realize. I've only just realized how I feel. Okay. I've only just realized how I feel. Yeah. We're not dating yet. No, it's like I only just realized. Yeah. I've only just realized how I feel. I'm not sure. So let me get this straight. You like him, right? Well, as I stood next to Yukimaro, I felt like I couldn't be completely honest about it. Blushing, I searched for the right words and heard Yukimaro's voice press for answers too. That means you like me, right? Well, how do you feel, Yukimaro? Sayaka realized I was being evasive and turned to Yukimaro. It's too obvious. I adore her. Yukimaro announced with pride, You just want a man who adores you like a crazy person. Mean you're basically a couple. Yes, I would have to agree. Yukimaro agreed with a confident nod, and Sayaka let out a little squeal of joy and clapped. You guys, don't gang up on me like that. My initial happiness at Yukimaro's words faded, replaced by exhaustion at their antics. Yukimaro and Sayaka continued to giggle all the way to the school. Oh, God. Being alone with Spacey's wonderful, but walking to school with her friend is nice, too. It's really cool, though. I feel like if I had an older boyfriend like Yukimaro, I could talk to him about a lot of things. Oh, Sayaka is truly wise. Can we stop with the boyfriend talk? Spacey still won't accept it. Does the idea of being my girlfriend bother you? It's not that, it's just... What's this? So you're telling me there's a chance, Spacey? You can't do that without me thinking of Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance? My bird Petey's head fell off. Hopeful warmth blossomed in my heart. I just think we should talk about it first. I see. So a verbal declaration is in order. It seemed like this wasn't the proper place. One must consider atmosphere. Got it. What do you mean? Spacey looked puzzled, but I'll keep it quiet for now. It'll be far more fun to surprise her. Yes, I'll make it a declaration she'll never forget. It's a secret for now. Huh? Declaration she'll never forget. It's going to be giant and public and embarrassing. All right, study hard, you two. Next time you're telling me everything about how this romance started, got it? Sayaka, let's go! Spacey hurriedly pulled Sayaka away. I watched the two of them leave and smiled. Before entering the building, Spacey glanced back at me. She checked her surroundings and then waved stealthily at me. Look how adorable she is! I can see the flush on her cheeks from here. So very endearing. How many more times can I see her, I wonder? Making my master happy is my purpose, and yet that means we'll have to say farewell. Perhaps the ache in my heart shows you how immature I really am. The time left with Spacey is short. There's not a moment to waste. To be with Spacey forever. And that's merely a fairy tale. Perhaps I'll pick her up after school. Yeah, that sounds like an excellent plan. Perhaps that'll bring her a little joy. Aww. My poor boo. Don't worry, we'll be together forever. In both endings, probably. Well, maybe one, we don't get to be with him and he's got to help other people, but he can pop back and visit us once in a while. Then, after school, Sayaka had teased me all day and I was feeling exhausted. I should hurry to the cafe. When the last bell rang, I dashed out of school. Spacey! Oh, Yukimaro, what are you doing here? You're heading to the cafe, right? Mind if I come with you? That's fine, but I'm going there to ask for a job. We won't be getting any parfaits. Rude. Of course I care more about you than I do about parfaits, Spacey. His words made my heart race, yet I wasn't swayed by them because... Excuse me? Who's the one who stole a piece of my cake last night, even though I was having a serious talk with my mom? Well, that was different. Anyway, to the cafe. Oh, eager to avoid the topic, are we? Look at her adorable banter. I wonder if it's appropriate to have someone tag along when asking for a job. Well, as long as he doesn't get in the way. Still feeling somewhat anxious, the two of us made our way to the cafe. Though I often visited this cafe, coming here to ask for a job made the whole thing feel different. Hello, Mrs. Shiki. Thanks for waiting. I heard you wanted to have a word with me. The owner greeted us with his usual warm smile. I'm sorry for dropping in unannounced. When I told him I was looking for a part-time job and that I'd already gotten my mom's permission, his face lit up. Oh, we could really use your help. However, I must admit our hourly pay may be a little lower than the large chain restaurants. Would that be all right? This cafe is where I want to work. Also, this is my first job, so I'm a bit unsure of myself. But this place means a lot to me, and I'd love the opportunity to be part of the team here. I see. That's wonderful to hear. I've already set this month's schedule, so how about starting next month? Is that okay? Absolutely. That sounds great. I'm really looking forward to it. As I reveled in the moment, the owner's gaze shifted past me. And may I ask who this gentleman is? Oh, the weirdo? Sorry for not introducing myself sooner. I'm Spacey's love. He's my friend. I'm Spacey's love. Yukimaro seemed a bit sulky with that answer, but he kept his composure. Oh, that makes sense. She must have been nervous about interviewing for her first job, huh? If you want to check on her, drop by any time. Interviewing for my first job. Can I have a job? Sounds good. We don't pay a lot. That's cool. Awesome. That is the best fucking job interview I think I've ever been on. The cafe owner seemed to accept my explanation and he smiled at Yukimaro. Thank you. I might just do that. Checking on her might become a habit. Even after we part ways? You see, I feel like one of the endings. If the heavenly one is the one where we get to be with them, where we usually die or whatnot, then I would assume that would be like we get to be with Yukimaro forever. Somehow. He's not a spirit anymore or whatnot. Or he gets to stay with us. And then the other one would be he pops back in and visit us once in a while, where it's more like Sana, where I see him once a year type of a thing. I see him every few months. He pops by and visits, and how sad and depressing that is. But anyway, a thought popped into my mind and put a damper on my mood. Well then, I'll have to draft up a contract eventually, but for now, how about we talk about your hours and pay? Actually, I need to submit a work approval form to my school. Would you mind filling out this form? Oh, yes, of course. He guided us to a table and began the paperwork. It's kind of interesting to see this. Okay, my mom has to approve. I got my mom's approval to get a job. And then, my school needs a form that you have to fill out and all this. And it's you don't do that in the U.S. You know what I mean? They're you have a way to get to and from fucking work? Yep. Okay, cool. Don't give a fuck if your parents said it was cool or not. You know what I mean? I never had to, granted, my first job was in college. I didn't have a job in high school because my parents were you don't have to have a job in fucking high school. We want you to focus on school type of a thing. So it was cool. It was nice. And then in college, it was but you still but I'm I'm pretty sure you didn't have to fill out any paperwork definitely I didn't have to do it for school. School gave no fucks. But I don't think you had to have your parents' approval. It was just if you got a job and you couldn't drive, you'd have to have your parents, you'd have to you just have to have reliable transportation. They don't care if you're taking the bus. You know what I mean? So it's just very interesting to see this side where it's like, in Japanese culture where it's like, okay, I have to have the form filled out for school, and then we have to do this, and I have to get my mom's approval, and then all of it, and like all your ducks have to be in a row. And in America, it's like, whatever! Who gives a fuck? Ducks? Whatevs. We ain't got no ducks. Like, he guided us to a table to begin the paperwork. As he looked at Yukimaro, something seemed to click, and he smiled. I knew I recognized you. Were you the one who came in with her to our cafe? I was at a loss for words. No. Did he notice Yukimaro's enthusiastic reaction to the parfaits last time we were here? Indeed, that parfait was exceptionally delightful. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yukimaro beamed with satisfaction, eliciting a laugh from the owner. I'm happy you liked it. And now that you've agreed to come on board, how about we celebrate? 2 parfaits on me. What? Oh, no, you really shouldn't. I tried to decline politely, but Yukimaro nearly leapt up from his chair. Seriously? Yes, of course. Yukimaro! I attempted to scold him, but the owner quickly went to the kitchen. I feel a bit guilty about this. Is it really okay? In situations like this, it's best to accept the kindness of others, Spacey. It seems the owner finds joy in serving people delicious food. Yukimaro casually sipped his water, showing no doubt in his words. He must have sensed the owner's aura. He's like, I don't give a fuck if his aura is like he's going to poison me. I'm eating that parfait. After a short wait, the owner returned with a tray holding 2 parfaits. I was experimenting with a new recipe. I'd love to get your feedback after you try it. Oh, so we're your guinea pigs. Yukimaru's like, I don't care. A new recipe? I was overjoyed, then suddenly felt embarrassed at my animated outburst. Glad to see you so excited about it. I hope it's better than the one Manami ate in hell. Because this is literally a parallel to that scenario. I'm sorry. It's just, your parfaits are always so delicious. That's exactly why I wanted you to join us. You always have a big smile whenever you eat here. You'll be a natural when it comes to recommending items on the menu for our customers. I never realized he saw me that way. Like, that's so sweet. Your father was the same, always leaving with a smile. He'd always make a point to thank me after coming here. Thank you for such delicious food, he'd say with a big smile. Still remember it. Stays in my heart even after all this time. Oh, the cafe owner's gonna make me cry. Even now? Yep. It's common to see customers smile, but rare for them to thank me directly. Express gratitude. He's right. I glanced at Yukimaro. I realized there were feelings I hadn't yet put into words for him. I wonder if I say these things to him, will my words stay? Wow. Will my words stay in his heart? Is something on your mind? Oh, it's nothing. Turning back to the owner, I decided to ask him something I had been curious about. Would it be possible for me to observe in the kitchen? I'm interested in seeing how everything's prepared. I do it when I'm not working, of course. Sure, that'd be fine. But may I ask why? I'm curious about the preparation and ingredients. That's part of why I wanted to work here. I was candid with the owner, who responded with a supportive nod. I'd be like, I'm trying to find what I'm interested in for the future. And pastry, going into being a pastry chef or something might be something I'm interested in. So I'm curious to get to know more, In that case, I hope I can be of help. Thank you so much. I was thrilled that he agreed. He could have told me no and that his methods were secret, but the fact he didn't made me very happy. That's so awesome. Yeah, it really is. Oh, there's ice cream inside, so you better start on those parfaits. I'll drop by and give you a few more details when you finish. Okay, thank you. On our way home from the cafe, I wish I could spend a bit more time alone with Yukimaro. How about we take a walk before we head home? Yes, that sounds like a great idea. I'm glad. Let's go. I was overjoyed he agreed, but it only made me want to spend more time with him, making me feel a bit greedy. Kiss him. I want to hold his hand. Do it. After holding back so much earlier, I found myself being cautious. But if I don't hold his hand now, I might regret it. You will. Hold his hand. Hold his hand! Don't tug his sleeve. Hold his hand. Hell yeah. There was no fucking way if tug his hand, I would have been like, I'll be wrong. I reflected on my history with Yukimaro. I realized I'd always been the one to let him make the first move. I can't always be waiting on him. I let out a long breath to calm myself. Yukimaro was walking next to me, so I reached out and took his hand in mine. I'm so embarrassed, I can't even look at him. This makes me so happy. Encouraged by his words, I finally dared to look at him. He was beaming, his cheeks stained pink. Being with you, I can't recall a time I wasn't happy, though I guess there were sad moments. But if those sad things led to the joy I feel with you right now, then it was all worth it. Yukimaro's gaze was filled with such warmth and affection. It filled me with an overwhelming sense of happiness. I feel the same way. He would often say that, as a guardian spirit, his role was to guide people to happiness. But I'm not sure if that's quite right. I don't think Yukimaro led me to happiness. He is my happiness. Oh! How romantically beautiful is that? I feel like I can talk to him now. I decided to tell him what I realized back at the cafe. Yukimaro. I called out to him. Just seeing him turn around and look at me filled me with a bittersweet joy. I knew these moments were fleeting. I think we only have a little time left, right? To be together like this? His eyes seemed to reflect melancholy hues, swirling as they stared back at me. I met his gaze and continued. This morning I was too shy to say yes when you asked to hold my hand, and in front of Sayaka I hid my true feelings. But I've decided to change that. I don't want to live with regrets. I knew it was time to follow my heart. I needed to share my feelings with him. Otherwise I might regret it forever. I want to embrace every moment we have left. Will you do that with me? Yukimaro seemed to freeze, and time stood still for a moment. Then a few seconds later... Spacey! Hey, what are you doing? You can't hug me now! People are watching! No matter how much I knew I'd regret telling him no, I wasn't ready for him to hug me in public. Oh, you're no fun. But it's okay. I don't mind. Yukimaro's grip on my hand tightened. It was as if he was saying he never wanted to let go, and I felt elated. I squeezed his hand. I wanted him to know I felt the same. Oh. We wandered without direction until we reached Beachfront Park. And then we saw something weird, hunching and hiding behind the playground. Santa's back there, like, trying to hide. Ah, the ocean breeze feels nice here. Doesn't it? Hey, should we stop by the shrine? That sounds wonderful. We entered the compound, but I couldn't find the priest. The golden red colors of the sunset cast a warm glow on the grounds. We're in the park right now? This is not the shrine. I realized we were alone. Yukimaro laid down and stretched out his arms. You're like a little kid. You should be like me and... In mid-sentence, I felt Yukimaro's hand jolt in mine. Yukimaro? I looked up, wondering what was wrong, to find his expression grave. He was frozen. Spacey, do you mind if I step away for a bit? Sure, but is something wrong? No, don't leave me! We still have 2 chapters. The Guardian Spirit Society just called for me. They want me to report to their office immediately. Does that mean... As his hand started to slip away, panic surged through me, and I quickly grasped his hand. The joy I'd felt before suddenly vanished. It was as if a bucket of cold water had been poured over me. Cold, nervous sweat trickled down my back. Why now? I gasped when the realization hit me. I found my path. I have a new job I'm excited about, and I'm happy. It was over. It'll be okay. I promise I'll return. Yukimaro tried to comfort me, gently stroking my head. When? Soon. I should be back by tonight. He looked into my eyes, his resolve clear. There wasn't even a hint of deceit in his eyes. Yukimaro would return. We'd see each other soon. But what if this is goodbye? I'm not going to lie to you. I want you to prepare yourself for what I have to tell you. Yukimaro's voice was quiet and his expression calm, as if he had already accepted the fate he knew was coming. I don't wanna. I knew I had to accept it too, but I was unable to respond. I don't like it. I knew this was going to happen eventually. No! I needed to tell him I understood, but I don't. I needed to tell him I was prepared. I'm not. I didn't want to trouble him. I do. Yukimaro released my hand without waiting for my response. Spacey, forgive me for what I'm about to do. With that, his face slowly approached mine, and I knew what he was going to do. Hell yeah! My mind went blank. I couldn't think. A kiss before leaving me forever? But I knew I wanted him to do this. You know, and it's all white, so we're getting a CG. And so I closed my eyes. If we don't get a CG, I'm going to be fucking mad. There it is. There it is. Here it comes. Oh, wait. Oh, no, they took it away. Oh. Alright, it's not exactly what I... He still looks beautiful, but, like, they've done better kiss CGs. You know what I mean? They've done them better. I'm not gonna lie, it's just so-so. I mean, the lighting and everything is beautiful and his hair blowing behind him, but there's something about the positionings of their head that just seems too awkward. And, like, they could have just positioned them a little differently so it, like, you didn't go, that's a little awkward, you know? Alright. Silently, our lips met. My heart pounded loudly in my ears. Feeling Yukimaro so close, all my embarrassment faded and was replaced by pure bliss. He was so close, and it felt like our hearts were one. He'd brought me so much happiness, yet nothing like this. I love you. I hoped my lips would convey these words to him. No, once our kiss ends, I'll tell him. I don't want to live with regret. The moment our lips parted, I whispered softly to him, I love you. Yukimaro's reaction was a gentle smile without a hint of surprise. You finally said it. Me too. No, I love you so much more. I'll be on my way now. Yukimaro vanished instantly. A sharp pang echoed in my heart. Just as he'd appeared so suddenly to me at this very shrine, he left. Moments ago we were together, as if that was how things had always been. And like that, he's gone. We still have 2 more chapters! Don't make me sad! Are we... Oh, okay, we're going into his perspective. I'm like, are we going to the next chapter already? No. On my way to see the society, I gently touched my lips. I didn't think she'd let me. The moment she closed her eyes, I'd never felt so elated in all my life. I intended to kiss her forehead, but I couldn't contain myself and kissed her lips instead. How adorable! And though I was always prepared to part ways with Spacey, I never desired it. And besides, it'd be too presumptuous to think that by leaving her, Spacey would lose her happiness, right? Still, I can stay by her side. Even if she could no longer see me, even if we could no longer speak to one another, I could still be near her. No, that's not what I want. However, as I recalled the sad look on her face as I left, I felt as though my heart had been ripped in two. If only I could rush back there and hold her in my arms. But that was impossible. With that thought in mind, I knocked on the Guardian Spirit Society's door. I was a spirit meant to bring happiness. Once I've made my master happy, I move on to the next. All I could do now was pray that her future would be filled with happiness, luck, and light after I left. I wish you every happiness. You're my happiness, though! They're going to be like, so, I hate to tell you this, but you're going to have to be a human and deal with her forever, because... Chapter 7. Oh, we only have this in one more chapter, but he can't leave me now! Game, don't make me depressed! Oh, I need you to make me happy! After saying goodbye to Yukimaro, I headed home. There I found myself restless, continuously staring at the clock. Yukimaro's late. I'll see you tonight. That's what he promised, but it was nearing midnight. I wonder if the society considers me happy now. And because he's no longer my guardian spirit, I might not see him anymore. I sighed and shook my head. There's no point dwelling on it. All I can do now is wait. Excuse me! Spacey! Spacey! Oh, Toka, Looking up, I saw Toka's concerned face staring back at me. I have a feeling Yukimura will come back. He is your guardian spirit, after all. I could tell he was trying to cheer me up, and that alone gave me some comfort. Instead of worrying alone, I found talking with someone to be comforting. It kept me distracted. Thank you for your kind words. But he might not be my guardian spirit anymore. My career path isn't fully clear yet, but it's beginning to take shape. Aww, seeing you so troubled pains me as well. Love can be a thorny flower, you know. Tell me about it. Hey, wait. Did you just say love? Yes, of course. You're in love with Yukimaro, aren't you? How did you know? You underestimate my abilities. I told you before, didn't I? I am your stalker. I like how he's just rolling with it. What does stalking have to do with this? What don't you understand? I've watched you for so long, I know your feelings just by looking at you. So hiding your crush from me is pointless. I still didn't fully get it, but somehow he's very persuasive. I felt like he could see right through me, and I became embarrassed. First career decisions, now romantic dilemmas. Life's just full of challenges, isn't it? Which is why I don't need you making it worse. Sir? Good day. I said good day. Get out. Well, you could still hang around and be my friend, but don't stop pushing me in front of buses and shit. And I believe you'll overcome this too. I appreciate your kindness, Toka, but this time is different. He's a spirit after all. Yukimaro and I can't be together. There was a barrier between mortals and spirits that we simply couldn't overcome. Just speaking to him made that clear. Toka's like, listen, bitch, I'm a god. Wait for it. Nonsense. It's a minor detail. See, I like the voice of... Okay, you know what? You know what? I still want you to bugger off sometimes, but, you can hang around as long as you're not going to cause me any more misfortune, but wise little baby face, bushy eyebrowed man. I love his fucking eyebrows. But, you can see him from all the way over here. Toka giggled, and it made me think, Toka is a god. Maybe he knows a way. Is that why he's so confident? I was just about to ask him when Toka spoke up first. The issue at hand isn't so much what he is, but rather that you've chosen Yukimaro to begin with. Why does he look so sad? Seriously, you've got terrible taste. I didn't even notice Koharu had entered the room when he said that. Not you too, Koharu. Wait, Koharu noticed too? Am I really that transparent? You both are terrible. You don't have to be so mean. This is Yukimaro we're talking about here. The guy who just sits around smirking watching anime all day. And? What do you think I do when I'm pretending to work? Oh, I'm recording Otome games. Not to mention he's a glutton, and he sucks at singing. I do too, so. And I am not chubby because I don't like food. So, I'm just saying. He's spoiled and self-centered, like a kid stuck in an adult's body. He's like a kid stuck in a body of he's like a dog stuck in a human's body. There's nothing wrong with that. And so what if he likes anime and food? Those are just the things he enjoys. And he's adorable. I mean, it's fair, but still. What's wrong with doing the things you enjoy? And Yukimaru's great. At least, I think he's great. The words tumbled out of my mouth, and they both stared back at me, stunned. Oops, maybe I overdid it there. I'm sorry, I guess I got a little heated. Seems your passion really got through to him. Huh? What does that mean? Love, Spacey. I felt his voice close to my ear, and then he embraced me from behind. Somehow I knew when they were saying all this, and we're like, what? So what? He's great and wonderful. It's like, you're saying all this shit because he's right behind me. I fucking knew. Not surprised. Yukimaru? I didn't realize you felt so strongly about me. How truly lucky I am. You're back. Hey, not in front of everyone, please. Gosh, look at these two lovebirds. I'm out of here. Well, aren't you two cute? They smirked as they left the room together. You defended me with such passion. Ugh, I'm just overflowing with love for you. Oh, you're adorable. Love, love, love. Could you not press your cheek against mine? Feeling both joy and embarrassment, I couldn't help but push Yukimaru away from me. No, I would just be so fucking happy he's back. And I would be like, could you not? As I'm clinging, he's like, I can't let go. You're clinging to me. And I'd be like, I know, just shut up. Anyway. Oh, don't be like that. I just really want to know what's going on. Oh, you're absolutely right. His pouty expression quickly changed into a serious one. It seemed I'd finally find out what was going on. I sighed with relief, only to be filled with shock as he got down on his knees. Excuse me? Huh? Yeah, he bowed deeply as he did when we first met. His presence seemingly transformed. I was like, he got down on his knees, huh? And then he's bowing. Okay, that's... All right, sir, you had me scared for a minute. Uh-oh. Oh. As of today, I, Yukimaru, have been officially released from my duty as your guardian spirit. No. However, I will continue to pray for your happiness, Spacey. So this really is goodbye. Don't make me cry, Game. He'd always urged me to prepare mentally, and I knew deep down this day would come. I mean, I know it's going to turn around and end up happy, but that doesn't mean I'm going to cry, not going to cry in the middle. You can't do this when I'm already an emotional fucking mess due to hormones. Okay? And I have not cried at all today, thank you. And now you're going to make me cry? Rude. 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 Yukimaru then stood, offering a comforting smile. Your support has led me to become an official guardian spirit. My gratitude is beyond words. I prepared for this. I knew it was my turn to thank him as well. Yukimaru, I should be thanking you. You were the one who helped me figure out what to do with my future. For that, I'm truly grateful. It seems we've both grown through this little journey of ours. Yeah, we have. The thought of us parting felt unbearable. That feeling hadn't changed, but I knew it wasn't the time for me to be selfish. I don't want to be a burden to him. I attempted a brave smile. It hardly masked my sorrow. Tears inevitably began welling up in my eyes. You promised me, remember, to always be honest with me? Oh, that cute little CG. Spacey, will you promise me? I want you to always be honest with me. No matter how you feel right now, I want you to know I'll accept your emotions. His fingers brushed my cheeks, and that's when I first realized tears were streaming down my face. I am so sorry. It's just, I know this is goodbye, and... Seeing those tears, knowing they're for me, you look so beautiful. I can't take it. As much as I'd love to watch a bit longer, I'd rather see you smile. Yukimaru's hand gently cradled my cheeks. I placed my hands over his as if to affirm he was still with me. Spacey, I believe I can stay with you just a little while longer. What do you mean? His expression was the most serious I'd ever seen from him as he looked directly into my eyes. Well, you have 2 more chapters left, and then we have to have an ending where we're together forever, so... Think back to when we first met. What led to me appearing before you? That was... The priest was performing an exorcism ritual. Oh, a realization hit me as the memory became clear. I saw Yukimaru for the first time before he became my guardian spirit. Wait, so the reason I can see you is... Yukimaru smiled and nodded in confirmation. It was the priest's powers. We met even before I became your guardian spirit. So, we can still be together? Exactly. Overwhelmed with joy, I rushed toward Yukimaru and wrapped my arms around him. Your passionate embrace. I'll never get enough of it. What a wonderfully emotional reunion this is. I'm filled with love and my heart beats for you more fervently than ever. You're kind of ruining the moment. Can you just keep all that to yourself? No. Spill the beans and be crazy. You should know by now I always express my feelings like this when I'm happy. It's part of my charm. You should know that by now. You got a point there. I suppose your positivity is one of your many charms. That's right. A gloomy atmosphere doesn't suit us. Even when the time for us to part comes, I knew Yukimaru would keep smiling until the end. I owe the priest a thank you. His ritual lets me stay with Yukimaru a bit longer. Wait. Yukimaru... I released him and stared. You knew that it was the priest's power allowing us to see each other, right? Yes, I did. Then why did you say all that stuff at the shrine about me needing to be prepared and all that? Yukimaru froze, caught off guard, and his eyes began to shift away. That's because I thought of every possibility. Just in case. Don't tell me you acted that way just because you wanted to kiss me. Oh, well, I wasn't sure I'd get another chance to. Of course I was waiting and hoped you had feelings for me, but I also knew our farewell was inevitable. I wanted to live without regrets, to seize every moment we have together. You're using my own words against me. Oh, did you not want to kiss me? Well, when he says it like that, I believe you wanted to kiss me as much as I wanted to kiss you. Spacey. Yukimaru looked at me with his wide puppy dog eyes. Oh no, that look is my weakness. I did not want to. That's a separate issue. I don't know. I don't really know. I did not want to. Okay. I mean, I didn't not want to, but to be honest, I was happy about that kiss. I'm relieved to hear that. And then let's share another kiss. Hey, don't get ahead of yourself. Oh, kiss him again. He hugged me tightly and tried to go in for another kiss, but I lightly pushed him away. Oh, all right then. I suppose I'll have to wait for now. So he plans on trying again. You know you want to kiss him again. You don't want just one kiss. You should be so happy you should throw yourself in his arms and kiss him now. Oh, look at the time. You should head to bed soon. I glanced at the clock and realized it was just about midnight. Oh, wow, how time flies. I have school tomorrow. I really should go to sleep, but I wondered how much longer I'd be able to see him with my own eyes. Why don't you stay with me and hold me while I sleep? I wondered how many times we'd be able to talk back and forth like this. Thinking about things that way, it seemed wasteful to fall asleep. Sleep is for the weak! I'm very weak. I love sleep. Yes, this is nice. And now would you mind turning off the lights? Oh, sure. Hey, look, were you getting into bed too? He stared at me as though sleeping in my bed was the most natural thing in the world. This is exactly what I want. Such a strange question. It's so we can sleep together, obviously. I'm gonna hug you to sleep from now on. Oh my god, he's perfect. I love him. What are you saying? Seiya would absolutely have done the same damn thing. For us, you know it. They have very similar energies. What's going on in here? What happened? Hey, is something wrong? Is there a break-in? At my shout, everyone at home rushed into my room to check in on me. Turned into quite a commotion. As I tried to downplay the situation to my mom and sister, Yukimaru was escorted out by Toka, who chuckled coldly, and Koharu, who looked angry. No! But I want my sweet baby boo in bed with me. I want him to hold me while I sleep. It'll be romantic and beautiful and comforting. Oh, he snuck him over sleeping, though. We'll read that next time. So, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.